Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This afternoon is another day of Northeast Kansas, Werewolf Edition, where Dusty is sitting just inside the boundaries of the bond, sitting with his laptop out and staring at his screen, going through lots and lots of information that he has stored on his hard drive.
Fuck it. I will approach you in my Hamid form. God, I forgot my name. Endures the Nightmare, or I think it was Connor or Camden or something like that. We'll approach you in his Hamid form. And we'll just take a seat next to you and kind of look over at your screen and ask you what you're doing. Hey, what are you doing, Dusty?
Oh, remember the hard drives that we got from, well, that I got from the KU office where they were doing some research and growing some plants?
I'll kind of just blink at you and say, I don't know what you actually got from there.
Well, I've gotten a couple of their hard drives, which has some of their research information in it. And been kind of sorting through it and trying to figure out what's relevant and what's not.
What's a hard drive?
It's part of a computer that stores information.
He'll kind of just shake his head.
You'll see this woman, obviously child of Gaia purebreed, and she kind of meekly is looking at the plants and starts tending them.
Kind of just perk up and kind of shout, "Hey, I haven't seen you around before."
Caroline will get up and kind of look over and be like, "Who, me?" And she'll kind of stand up and then she'll look at you and she's like, "I'm sorry."
Okay.
She'll smile like a little awkwardly and then she'll say, "I'm Caroline Blanc, Sleeping Willow, Hamid Theurge, Child of Gaia." And look back at the plants.
Your rank, auspice, tribe, breed.
I'm Endures the Nightmare, Cliath, Theurge, and Child of Gaia.
Oh, that's right. I'm Cliath as well. Oh, you're Child of Gaia?
Yes. I'm just curious about you.
I'm sorry?
I'm just curious about you.
She smiles a little bit. She's obviously a little awkward, but she says, "Well, like, I'm Child of Gaia."
Yeah, I heard you come on the sub a few weeks back. I think this is our first time meeting.
Well, you've met me now.
Yep. Why are you handling the plants like that?
Oh, you have to be as gentle with them as possible.
Why?
Because they're alive.
Yes, they are alive. But why do you have to be gentle with them?
You don't want to end up hurting them. Plants have a very gentle soul.
Okay.
Well, you've been to the Umbra, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Well, they're all alive, so. And they tend to like me, so I try to be as nice to them as possible.
Oh, are you, God, what do you call it? Does your heritage come from that of a plant?
Well, I wasn't born from a plant, but they've given me their blessing.
Okay. In all honesty, I don't know how that would work.
It sometimes spirits favor those. They're fickle in that way, and she'll just smile.
Okay.
So what do you usually do around here?
I usually sit and try and learn as much about human society as possible.
Oh yeah, you said you were a lupus, right?
Yes.
Must be really hard for you.
It can be occasionally.
Oliver will just pop up at this time and say, that is why you should probably hang around the kinfolk more often. That is one of the duties that they have on SEP, is to help the lupus learn about the lives of humans.
I did for a time, but the person I was hanging around with left.
Congratulations. There are other kinfolk, though.
Yeah, I tend to hang around. And I'll kind of just gesture to Chris's character. But you know, he's a bit quiet and he's really absorbed in his computer stuff, his Weaver box stuff.
There are still other kinfolk, though. They should be able to help you. If one is busy, then there has to be another one on SEP that isn't.
And you can always talk to me. I mean, I am a Hamid, so we can teach each other about what it means to be a wolf and what it means to be human.
Yeah, I mean that's a good idea. Just again, this is the first time I'm meeting you.
And she'll she'll look down and she'll be like, "Oh, that's right. I'm sorry."
It's fine. You did nothing wrong. Why do people apologize like that?
It is a sign of anxiety, or it can be. They fear upsetting someone and what will happen afterwards, so they apologize profusely. Simply to make sure that doesn't happen. Among a myriad of. Not myriad. Among a wide variety of other reasons.
Okay.
She'll kind of bite her lip a little bit, and then she'll be like, "Well, I mean, he's not wrong."
Others view themselves as nuisances, and so in order to kind of make sure that everything they do is not a mistake, they apologize due to the crippling fear that produces.
What do they have to be afraid of?
The judgment of others, their own mind, several things. There's a lot in this world to fear.
Humans have a lot of anxieties. I guess we just developed them. Some days I feel like it would be a lot easier just to be a wolf.
Why do you have these anxieties? Where do they come from? Why don't you try and attack them at the source?
Intelligence sometimes just brings that upon you. Because everybody expects something out of you. And that's just what happens in human society. Expectations really hinder you sometimes.
And then wouldn't you just do the expectation and not be so anxious?
But everybody has different expectations of you.
So,
And you can't please everyone.
so you mentioned you're good with plants, right?
Yes.
I've got some questions about some of the information I've been digging up in the hard drives
Oh,
from investigation that Seth got into, and it kind of most of it kind of goes mostly over my understanding of the plant. I mean, I've done some researching to get a general idea, but that's about it.
oh, well, let me see then.
He'll pass you his laptop, and I'm sending you a message over FaceBack. Assuming you can look at your FaceBack.
Face back, I don't think I have that.
What I call Facebook. Come on now.
Oh.
Cooper.
So, all I can see what their projects are, and I can kind of get what they're planning, and I'm able to trace back what companies were all involved in the different projects. What they're doing, I don't really understand.
So it's, from what I can tell, it looks like they're modifying different cereal grains and doing tests on the soil. But
Yeah,
what really is getting my attention is these different grapes. Like, I've never seen these types of grapes before, and I know a lot about plants.
Yeah, I hadn't been able to find anything about them on the internet either. So that leaves me mildly confused.
It's definitely intriguing. Dragon Valley, huh?
Yeah. What I can tell is they're all subsidiaries of Kentex that have been funding these things.
Hmm.
And that could definitely create some problems because I suspect if their projects had succeeded or do succeed still, despite the loss of all their current research, that they're probably going to start opening up wineries in the area. and that could definitely create issues.
This needs to be looked into a little bit more. If they're doing anything to harm the plants in the area, that can be disastrous. And the type of modifications that they're probably doing is infecting with some sort of taint, I would believe.
Quite possibly. I also suspect that if they find they can get these things to grow, they will probably have even some of the local farmers grow them, which will be disastrous to say the least.
If they're using a specific type of grape to create a wine that Pentex is spreading, then not only is it going to affect the Umbra, it may affect mortal society as well.
Oh, speaking of moral society, from, pardon the pun, the grapevine, they do apparently have plans on opening breweries and distilleries in this area.
So Pentex is branching out.
It would appear.
I'll need to talk to my pack about this.
Yeah.
I doubt the Sept will be doing anything like at the moment, but if we investigate, we might be able to understand it a little bit more and inform people.
Well, I think letting the SEP know about it might be a good idea.
Oh no,
I mean,
I didn't say I wouldn't let them know. I said that I'd let them know and let them know that we would want to investigate. Dragon Valley sounds like a dangerous place. That has me concerned for the plants. What do you think, Indurs?
So I'm just gonna be honest. You only said like 3 words that I understood.
Well, how about this? If we figure out what Pentex does, then it will definitely involve glory, renown, honor, and wisdom.
Okay. That doesn't necessarily explain what you were just talking about, but okay, we're talking about Pentex, so I kind of assumed it would involve those things.
Put it simply, this is a big problem that can cause many other problems that will affect us mainly.
Okay. I don't know what the problem is.
Pentex. They're always a problem.
Yes, they are.
Speaking of which, I plan on figuring out where they're trying to establish their breweries and distilleries, along with asking around and seeing what I can to find out.
Oh, by the
where they've
way.
been-
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
where they've been trying to set up the wineries and see if I can get anything about any of the farmers they've been talking to.
By the way, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, I'm Dusty. I'm a kinfolk to Glasswalker.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Dusty. And she gives you a very sweet smile.
And he'll nod, but he won't smile, but he'll nod.
And Durs, you said that you are a theurge, correct?
That's right.
Do you have Rite of Cleansing?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in a pack by chance?
Nope. I'm not. Is there a pack
Would you like to
form?
join one?
Sure.
Oh, sorry. I can introduce you to them, but it's right now we don't have an alpha. They're kind of fighting over it.
Sounds like a pack full of betas, if you ask me. Or should I say, Omegas aspiring to be leaders?
They're good people.
I never said anything about their personality.
True. But we're inspiring to make a war pack.
Oh, fun.
While I don't always agree with war, I will be willing to fight for things that are unjust. And anything that causes disaster among plants, I consider the worst.
Well, just to be honest with you, I don't really know plants. I know they grow. I know they give food.
I
know
mean,
they give shade from the sun, and that's about all I know.
you don't have to know anything about plants. I guess that's what my knowledge is for. Because everybody is different, and everybody has their own traits that make them strong. And I'm certain eventually I'll find the things that make you strong. She gives you a very sweet smile.
Well, thank you, I guess. I don't know.
Anyways, Oliver, welcome back. What was just informed to me is something that we need to let people know about. Dusty over here mentioned that he was working on something, and I asked to look. It was about a Paintex run. They're building wineries, or out of character.
Vineyards?
vineyards.
Well, actually, right now they're not building vineyards. They're running experiments to develop crops that can grow in this environment so they can build the wineries to build the vineyards. But they're in the process of breweries and distilleries.
They're in the process of creating a type of wine. And anything that Pentex does is definitely not good. I just am wondering what they're doing with plants. What they're doing with these strange breeds of grapes that don't even exist.
I'm glad to know the plants are your only concern here, and not that Pentex is trying to do some more terrible things.
No,
You
it could be a
just
code name.
concerned about the plants, but either way, yes, it is something that we should do something about. But if you want others to know about it quickly, then I suggest telling a galliard. Alexandra would be a good bet to spread the news rapidly.
My plan was to talk to my pack, but I was letting you know as well, so it can be spread.
He'll incline his head.
And I wanted to break apart the notion that all I was concerned about was the plants. No, I have concerns about the plants as well. But my main concern is how it will affect us and affect the mortal society. Because if they're creating wineries, it will affect any person who partakes.
He smiles and says, how you worded it earlier, you said your concern was the plants, and frankly, I don't care if plants is what gets you up and actively fighting against our foes like Pentex, and that is what needs to be done in order to get you into action.
She'll smile awkwardly at Oliver, and she'll be like, okay. And she'll get up and she'll say, well, I need to inform my pack, so farewell.
Indeed. Farewell. May the stars guide your path.
And she'll say likewise.
And I'll look over to Dusty, and shit, is he there? Yes. I'll look over to Dusty and say, so where exactly did you find all of this information?
A group of us, two kinfolks and several Aarrooo, we went to a research facility on the Kansas University grounds where we were able to recover the hard drives, and I've been looking through them and finding out as much information as I can about what was on them. Had to break through the encryption they had on it.
So they are doing this through the university then?
Yes, but we stole all copies of their research.
That does not mean one of the students there would not have a backup on their own work. That's something very prevalent that they would do. They always like to keep copies. Professors tend to not like late work or work that is gone.
Indeed. So it at least gets us in the loop and possibly causes them to lose a couple days worth of research.
How long ago was
Especially-
this?
A couple weeks ago, but we caught them right as they were still in the process of setting up before they had started growing anything. So they might not have backups of their plans yet.
Even so,
But
it has been
it
a
would
couple weeks.
Fresh in their mind.
Indeed.
Yeah. It took several weeks just to break the encryption on it.
It sounds like we should go back there then and see what else has happened. They could be trying out prototypes of the plants, which could be unsavory to say the least.
Yeah, because out of character, it took 30 days to break that encryption.
Damn, if I can get it.
Yeah. What do you do when you require, like, I think it was like 35 successes at diff 9 encryption, and each roll represents 10 hours?
Yep.
Like, fuck.
Sounds like Pentex. Okay.
Here's the thing, you have to crack one hard drive. You have to crack like 3.
Mm-hmm. Always good to have backups.
Because each hard drive had a different project on it.
Oh no, my taco's falling apart. Damn it. Okay, then I suggest soon we go. What sort of influence do you have, or do you know anyone who might have influence with the university? I do not enjoy the idea of college-age students possibly being a part of this.
I don't have any contacts or influence within the university, but should they go to set up, I could probably get it shut down before it even starts to go, before they can even start construction.
Okay.
And I can lock them up in a legal battle for possibly years or decades.
Which would give us the time we need. Though hopefully this whole endeavor will not take a year. What about the other outlying cities? Oh, let's see, we're in Manhattan, right? Or the Sept's near Manhattan?
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, steps near Manhattan.
They might. Okay. My apologies, I'm simply working this out in my head. And it's very clear he's thinking. And he will just kind of pause and say, it would be best to keep an eye out on the other cities as well. I am frankly new here and would have a decently hard time trying to gain any influence due to rage, of course. But I would appreciate it if you would help us check out the other cities as well, at least in the northeast Kansas area. And if you know any other kinfolk who is adept, or are adept if it is multiple, in these endeavors, would be nice.
I can poke about, see what I can find. And if need be, I could also ask if Code Monkey could spare some help.
Oh, see, I'm assuming Code Monkey is like a Glasswalker. We've got, or is that the Glasswalker Sept? Somebody on it over there.
Code Monkey is the alpha of the Glasswalker set.
Yeah.
It's Casey.
Yeah, Glasswalkers. So he'll nod.
The only Glasswalker on this set is Dusty.
Yeah, the kinfolk. Darn Glasswalkers. So he'll nod. Say that would be a good idea. We need to start as soon as possible on this. Coraline is telling the others, her pack mates, Lita and in Alexandra, not Adriana, my apologies. So that should hopefully get some help on their end. Or more help on our end, I should say.
I actually already sent a, gave a copy of the hard drives where I created digital copies of them, and I gave one to Code Monkey. So.
He'll nod his head. Which building did you find all of this information in? No, I'm sorry, Oliver, asking all these questions.
All right. All right. It was why do they have to be so fast?
We can just say he tells them the building.
On the cabinet map. Yeah, he'll tell them the building. God dang it. Their campus map sucks.
What's the position called whenever you're not co-leading, but you're the person under the leader in like a project or something?
The second in command? The assistant? I mean, there are so many different names.
Oh yeah, the Throckmorton Plant Sciences Center.
Okay. Soon I would like it if we were to go back there and see if they have done anything else. And if they have, then it would be best to remove what they have started on, or have started on again.
Yes, which is another issue. Is that building is located next to the filmography and photography buildings, along with the administration building. So there's also a lot of cameras pointed everywhere around there.
How did you get in the first time?
I broke into the cameras and just programmed in a video recording loop. at least for the building that we need to get into. And we came up from the side street building is right next to a neighborhood. So you can get up to the building without passing by any of the cameras. Connect to the cameras via Wi-Fi because they're not even secure. Then shut them all down, or well, put them on a loop so it's not suspicious, and then erase your log.
If you did it once, would you be able to do it again?
Yep, should be fairly easy. Into the greenhouses for where they're growing instead of to where their computers are, which, I mean, should still be the same set of cameras, just got to be careful about the camera placements for the other buildings nearby.
If they are creating the plants. If not, why would we have to go to the greenhouse?
If they are creating the plants, if they're set up the research already.
If. Depends on how fast they work, I suppose.
Correct.
Well, that is something we need to begin starting on. I have to speak with... Who all accompanied you on this mission the first time?
Oh my goodness. I out of character, like, I know Matt, I know Durs.
I believe it was also Lita.
Yeah. Rita. Let me see if I can find it in the history, but blah.
Julia's character as well, I think. Which I think is
Yeah.
Holly? Can't remember. Or her character name is Holly.
Okay. Lita, Dusty, Matt, and Durs, and Julia's Bonar. Mods. Yeah, Haley.
Oh,
So-
Haley. Okay.
There's Lita, Matt, Durs, and Haley. Myself.
If possible, I would prefer to have all of those people again. If they were able to enter the building the first time, they should be able to do it again the second time. And they should already know the layout of the building, at least minorly.
Well, Matt didn't go in with us. She stayed outside. And I believe she's left town, so. But we might be able to get Lita, Haley, and Durs, but I won't speak for him because he's right there until we'll get in Durs.
The only problem I would have going back in is how should I put this? I don't have a huge, strong understanding of mortals of human society.
Then would you prefer not to go?
There's nothing to fight. There's no obvious threat when we went the first time, other than that raven, crow thing. I don't know. But even then, we did not fight that. There is nothing to do with spirits either.
Physically is not the only way you can fight. For a theurge, you speak oddly of an Aarroon, but that is neither here nor there. If you do not wish to go and you do not believe you would be good for this mission, then you do not have to.
Yeah, I don't believe I would be good for this mission. Especially if we were caught by some college students.
Then, as I have said before, you do not have to go. I said I would prefer it, but if you do not believe that you are suited for another mission, then you don't have to go. It would be unfortunate, but understandable then. I will not force you to do something that you don't wish to.
I'll think on it. I did not expect to go back there anytime soon.
He gets this odd look on his face, and it's kind of hard to tell what it is. It looks like someone who doesn't understand emotion is trying to look curious, but because they can't understand emotion really well, they're not pulling the look off very well. And he'll say, "Why do you need to think on it if you don't want to go? Because there's nothing to deal with spirits or nothing to fight."
Because I might be in a pack soon that will want to go.
And while it is common for all pack members to do things together, it is still understandable if one wishes to not go. And might be in a pack, you might be in a pack after this mission is done.
Right. I can't really speak on what will be in the future. I can only speak on what is right now. And right now, I don't think I am not a good fit for this mission.
Understood. I'll turn back to Dusty. If Matt is not here, and Doors is not believing that he is a good match for this mission, and I have not met this Haley, but if you know a way to contact them, it would be best to begin planning another excursion into the building to see how far Pentex has gone after their research was destroyed the first time. I don't wish to.
I am very curious now. What excursion?
There was previously an excursion. No, actually, he won't stop because it's a kinfolk. So never mind. Scratch that. Sorry. I've been told that a few members of the Sept went and investigated something at the local university. When they did that, they found that Pentex has been doing something with the plants. They are hoping to make a vineyard, but they have been genetically engineering or doing research to genetically engineer the grapes so that they are suitable for this climate. That has been stopped once, but it was apparently not followed up for several weeks because it took several weeks to decode the hard drugs, which is completely understandable. So I am hoping to plan another excursion to go to this university and see what has been brewing while we have been inactive. And I believe your packmate, Caroline, went to find you and tell you of this. Well, went to tell you of the news that they had found. She was not around when I was speaking of making another excursion.
Very well then. Were it up to me, I'd say let's just burn fields of those unnatural grapes. And kill every scientist in charge of it.
Well, the researchers are primarily students who probably are just doing grade and have no clue what they're actually involved in.
I'm sorry, Chris, what was that?
The people who are doing the research, the actual to the ground research, are just students who are probably doing it for the grade and have no idea what they're actually involved in.
Does it change the fact that they are killing this planet?
They are unaware of the repercussions of their actions, therefore killing them is overkill. I think discouragement would be better.
So that way they can move on and find another way to destroy Gaia.
Researching how to create plants that can grow better. They're not really in particular researching the way of killing Gaia. They're researching the way of creating food that grows in more places, creating more resilient crops. The problem is who they're being funded by, who's kind of pointing their direction on their research.
So cross your arms, kind of listen. Fine. I suppose I'll give benefit of the doubt for right now.
Besides, I don't particularly relish the idea of killing cubs, even if they are misguided.
Oh, sorry, what was it Andrew said? My bad.
I don't particularly relish the idea of killing cubs, even if they are misguided.
A fully grown human scientist isn't exactly what I would call a cub, but I understand the sentiment.
They're student researchers. They're still in college. They're not even full-blown scientists. They're botanists.
I suppose then we'll see what happens when we see the full story.
And I believe we can end the scene there since I think Kansas chat is kind of upset.
I haven't been keeping up in the Kansas chat.
It's just, we did a Guru scene and some people are upset.
So,
Understandably, though.
thank you players for playing. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.